can't believe out of all the videos I've shot, and I have like 500 that's visible and another couple of hundred that are special for people that come for training or people that are part of the VIP Sharpeners Jam group. All those videos on shear sharpening and clipper blade sharpening, this is something I've never covered, and I sharpen them all the time. And it wasn't until someone sent me a text message today and said, hey Bonnie, I need to see a video on this particular type of shear. And I looked, I didn't have any. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about the shears that are the colored ones, whether they're black or gold or rainbow or purple or pink or whatever, that have the coating on it, that are quality shears. And how do you sharpen them? They have a little micro-bevel. Well, let's get into it. And then I've also got a little extra bonus, how to fix the swivel thumb. So let's take a look at these. Now, if you've watched my videos, you know I take care of the hardware first. So I know the screw's good, there's no problem with the finger rest. But the swivel on this, the screw, it just won't hold it, it just goes right through. So I'm using this product. We sell it on our website. You might be able to buy it some other place. It's called Vibratite. It's sort of like a glue. It's sort of like a, it's hard to get it out sometimes. It's sort of like a glue. It's sort of like a Loctite, but it has some viscosity to it. Let's see if I can get this to come out. You know what? I'm just going to do it this way. I have the worst problems with glue stopping up. But this, you put it on your screw, and you have to leave it for 30 minutes for it to work. So I've got it covered in that. And I'm just going to put this back here. And this works really good. You can take the screw in and out up to 5 times with this product. But the trick is you got to put it on and let it sit for about a half an hour. I got it sticking to my finger already. Stay. So that's going to go here while I'm sharpening. So now, this is my Aichi shear. And I'm checking. It cuts okay, but it does have some nicks in it. If I turn this back and forth to the light, you can see it right there. You see that? There's a nick right there. And I can feel it with my thumbnail, and there's some other little teeny tiny nicks here. It's not too bad, but we definitely need to sharpen it. I don't take all beveled edges apart. If this has a deep hollow, which this does, and it has a ride line, then I'm going to take it apart. If it's sort of flat like this one, and there's not a hollow to it, I don't bother to take these apart. If you take them apart and try to do the ride line, you'll mess them up. I was talking to someone about that today. I mean, you can take them apart if you want to, but you wouldn't want to do a water stone. If it's not designed to have a ride line, don't try to put one on, or you'll screw it up. Sometimes less is more. I'm taking this apart, looking at all my parts, putting them in here. Don't want to lose my washer. Give them a little bit of cleaning. I don't remember the history of these shears. I think they were returned to us. We carry some Aichi shears, and then they sell some others on Amazon or some other websites. And if they need to be returned for warranty, they send them to us rather than send them all the way back to Korea. So I'm going to do the rod line first, and I like to color it in so I can see what I'm doing. This is a 2000 grit stone. I would probably use 2000 to 4000 grit. You want it wet. And Kayla today just flattened my stone for me and got it nice and clean. So doesn't it look good? Doesn't look nasty like usual when I'm doing this. I don't know, how many strokes was that? I'm doing it until it feels smooth. And then I'm looking to see if that red is gone. It looks wimpy up here at the tip. So I'm going to do a few more strokes with a little bit extra pressure there, but most of my pressure is still over my pivot hole. That looks better. Yep. I'm going to knock these out pretty quick. This shouldn't take that long. I might have trouble keeping 30 minutes for this. That looks pretty good. Now, it's interesting to see what the angle is on it to begin with. Now, I have a lot of different grits over here, but I want to use a flat plate because I don't want to rotate it. If I rotate this, it's going to look like this shear here. See, this was one that someone tried to convex it, and they took the pretty color off. And that lady was super mad about that. And I don't want this one to look like that one. So sometimes the sharper the angle, the more color comes off. So I don't want to have it too sharp of an angle. Let's see, what grit do I want? There's a worn 400. That might be about right. And I'm going to put my light here where I can see what's going on. I've got my clamp. It's set on 45. Let's see how that 45 works. I don't want to go higher than that because I'm going to take a lot of the color off. Even 45 is a lot of color. Yeah, this was actually done at a sharper edge than 45. I'm going to stay with just the 45. But I don't think I need 400 because I'm actually going a little blunter than what it was originally. That's a worn 400. What have I gotten here? There's a worn 800. And these just, see, it's Velcro. This is cloth, like the female and the male Velcro. That plate is really messed up. I get all the leftover stuff. Let me find one that looks a little bit better. It's not going to give me a good edge with that. That probably needs to be retired, thrown away, re-Velcroed or something. So I've got my 800 on here. Sometimes it's hard to see right where my edge is. I'm going to look there. I have to come down here. Do a slight rock to get that whole edge on there. I've got a burr that easy. The tip looks a little wimpy. That's it. Going straight in, not rolling it. Now these scissors in the factory were made convex. Then after they made the scissors, then they put the color on them. And then they took the color off just along the edge. Otherwise they won't be smooth. It's a teeny burr all the way down. I don't feel it at the tip. Anytime you're not feeling it at the tip, sometimes tilting a little bit more at an angle in your clamp works. I'm not sure if I've got a burr at that tippy tip. That should have it. So I got a burr all the way down. So if someone were to ask you what is the most common shear, one of the most common shears, and Bonnie never shot a video on it, what would it be? And it would be one of these micro-bevel rainbow ones. Surely I have one somewhere. Now this is a 2000 grit. I just want to go back because I probably pushed some burr to the outside. And I'm just going to go back and sort of kiss it. That's good enough. Let me wipe my red off. And I may want to go over it with my nail buffer. Just a tad. Just because I might have pushed a little burr to the inside. Now when I cut, yeah, I feel a little burr yet there on my microfiber cloth. Yep, feel a little roughness. So I'm going to go over it. How much pressure am I putting on? You see how this bends? See, I'm not really even bending it. See? That bends pretty easy. I'm just gently going over it. But I am actually going over the edge. I call my nail buffer my magic wand. Because I can sometimes get shears to cut that some people would have given up on. Now, what did I do with my screws? Oh, it's in this cup. That's why it's good not to have two cups out here, then you don't lose them. So, another key thing that might be helpful to you is how I put shears back together. I start with my washer, and I look and see that it's kind of cup-shaped. I'll put that on the little post. Square peg goes into the round hole. So this, the round hole that goes here. Then I hold that with my finger. Then I put this on top. I don't close them. This is on top. Now my little clicker plate, I call this internal clicker plate, I make sure the nose is sticking up. This goes here. And I'm shooting this video specifically for a sharpener in California who sent me that text message, but I'm sure this is going to be helpful to a lot of you. Now that little clicker plate is not sitting in there right. Sometimes this will push it in. And I'm not closing it, I'm just feeling it and seeing if it feels like it's adjusted right. And then I'll do my first close, kind of hard with this thumb hole out. But my first close is on paper so that if there is a burr left behind, it's gone. And before, when I ran my nail down, I felt little nicks, and those nicks are gone. Now, I can fix this adjustment, and I can check it without having to put that on there, without having to put the thumb hole on it. It's the swivel thumb, because when I test it on my tissue, I normally don't put my finger in the thumb hole. A little tricky here. Ooh, did you see a little pull there at the tip? Which doesn't surprise me. Remember, I had trouble getting the rod line at the tip, and I was having trouble getting the burr at the tip. Might have a little bit of an alignment issue, but I'm working the tip a little bit more with my nail buffer. Now wipe it off. Let's check that tip again. Easiest thing to fix is the screw. I'm going to do it one click. I might need to make this a little bit tighter than usual because that's a little bit on the light side because there's no thumb hole there. See, did you see that pulls a little bit? It's pulling. So here's what I normally would do. I might go back to my clamp. I was set at 45. Bring it down to maybe like 44. Maybe it's 44 and a half. And I want something a little bit more aggressive than this Warren 2000. Let's see what I've got here. There's another Warren 800. And I'm going to see which one of these tips looks like it's got the possibility of maybe still having a... This one looks like the light is hitting it a little bit differently. So I'm going to guess this is the one that maybe I didn't get a good burr on. Whole blade on here, but concentrating at the tip. Not feeling the burr. Yeah, this has got to be the problem one because I'm feeling a burr here. I'm still not feeling a burr at the tip. Tilt it more down. Okay, definitely have a burr. I might want to cut it off with a paper towel this time. And let's see how it cuts wet. Less is more on these, so if there's something's not right, just do a little bit. Don't do a whole lot. That cuts perfect. Now, let's hope this goes in like it's supposed to. You remember how it stuck to my finger before? It's not as gooey now. So I'm using this VC3. I'm putting this in here, and I'm going to need a screwdriver to hold this. And I'm just going to screw this on and hope this works. I think it needs a washer in there, and what's nice about this product is I can unscrew it and put a washer in there and put it back in and not have to replace this product. So let me grab a washer. Helps to have 3 hands when you're doing these things. I think that washer might be too big. Let me get a smaller washer. There's a smaller washer. There we go. don't want to mess up my edge while I'm doing this. That would be aggravating. Then I'd have to start all over and sharpen them again. I don't know how well this will hold up, this little thumb screw. For now it's okay, but I'm thinking the hole was drilled in a little bit crooked. So they're adjusted too light now, so I need to adjust them a little bit tighter. And let's see how they cut. Let me get a little bit of hair here. And I just want to see how they... So they cut nice. I did the ride line. I did a little micro-bevel. I didn't do any rotating. I did it straight. And no polishing, because I don't want to polish the pretty color off, and I don't want the edges too rounded over so that they're pushing hair. So I'm going to say these are finished. This is a little suspect. This may go in the garage sale, so buyer beware. And anything else that I haven't covered in any of my videos, it's hard to believe, but there are some. Go ahead and put a comment below on something you'd like to see me sharpen or haven't seen me sharpen, or you'd like to see me sharpen it again. And I appreciate the feedback that you're giving me. So the comments, I do read them, and when you send me text messages or emails, those I read as well. So thanks for watching, and I'm going to put some links to some other videos there. And make sure you sign up for the Sharpener's Jam. I'll put some links to the Sharpener's Jam here as well.